The two-day summit of growth and development hosted by the Sarah Baartman District Municipality is underway here in Makhanda. And we do understand that under this one roof, various stakeholders and entities of government have come here, to unlock some of the opportunities that this particular region have. But in discussion with me, I do have the Premier of the province, Oscar Mabuyane. Thank you very much for your time, Premier. Let's just speak on the potential of this particular region.
Thank you very much. The region has got a huge potential. Actually, it has got 7 wonders. Whether you talk tourism or whether you talk culture, heritage, you talk agriculture, we can really easily diversify. Our interest now is to how to process some of products that we are able to produce from this side. So we hear it's a very interesting platform when you have got business meeting with the public sector under one roof, exploring all possibilities on how best can we exploit the potential we have here. This region can really be our epicenter of development. This is where you have got also commercial farming taking place. It's home to citrus. It's really home to Big 7. If you talk it from a tourism point of view, it's an adventure space. So it's a big region for tourism, so to speak. So if you talk about Eastern Cape marketing or promotional videos on tourism, the bulk of that is actually found this side of the province. So I'm quite happy to come here to also try to ignite some discussions for people to begin to think outside the box. The unfortunate part is that we as provincial and local government, we should really be preoccupied with looking at the microeconomics, of course guided by macroeconomics, which is the national space. So if we are able to do that and focus on that, we'll be able to talk about factories and firms, because this is where you can talk factories and firms in microeconomy. So I'm encouraging our municipalities, they must focus on LED. I know they've been not good on LED. Minister for Small Business has been complaining about this issue. There's some sluggishness and kind of a fatigue on thinking around that. So we want people to begin to think outside the box and bring about more innovation in that space. And this is how we're going to create jobs. And definitely is one of the poorest districts, even though it has got this huge potential on agriculture, etc. So we're looking at a value chain. How do we exploit the value chain in agriculture? You can't be home to citrus in the entire country, but you can't set up factories to process that citrus so that you can get almost all the variety on juices that we are able to get from the citrus. So it's important that we look at that. So we're here to actually ignite that debate and look at how best we can come up with some ideas that can concretely bring about solid action plan on the ground to address these challenges of socio-economic difficulties we have.
Speaking on citrus, Premier, we do understand that there's been a cry, from black-owned citrus farmers that they need some sort of help from government. How are we repositioning, ourselves, especially from a provincial government point of view, to assist these particular farmers?
There's a discussion around that. The Department of Dr. Da Department, the Rural Development and Agrarian Reform, is working on that. They've got an ongoing discussion, and our commitment is to assist. We just can't afford. This is the best thing that we have this side. We've been putting some money aside to assist them. Yes, we might not assist them with all their demands, but if they are in the business, they must also be prepared to take some risks. We do have CFAs, we do have Imvaba Fund, the LRED funding, a couple of funding that government has. Those who are less than 35 years, they can still benefit out of our Isikalo youth fund, which is meant also to assist and give more opportunities to young people.